In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about exercise. I'm Dr. Greg Ellis. I'm an exercise physiologist and exercise biochemist. That's what I got my PhD in. Been lifting since I was about 8. And I want to talk to you about one of the best forms of exercise that you can do. It's brief, it doesn't take long, and it's powerfully effective. And the equipment that's on the marketplace now is really handy for doing this. And I'll get some videos together showing some exercises, but I just want to introduce you to the idea of isometric exercise. That is pushing against an immovable object. So what you do is you contract your muscle maximally. If I push against my hand and it doesn't move. That's the old dynamic tension system of Charles, what's his last name? I forget. Anyway, what you can do is isometric exercises. We had a program we were doing recently where we did it once every 7 to 10 days, because you can't do it often, and we did 4 exercises, and we did 5 seconds each of contraction, maximally contracted force. And it's very, very powerful developer of muscle size and muscle strength. And that's what isometrics will do. Very, very important. The other model of exercise training is where we do multiple repetitions in sets. That's what I call a fatigue model. You never do exert maximal tension because you can't. Because maximal tension can be produced only very, very briefly and not for long periods of time. So as you're in your 10th repetition for an exercise, you've already fatigued the muscle, and the weight you have in your hand is not enough to stimulate maximal tension. It does other things for the muscle. It has more favorable areas for the endurance of the muscle and the strength and making the muscle bigger. But both these forms of training are good, but isometrics is very good, and people can do it, particularly aging people who are losing muscle mass. It'd be very, very good for them. Now, you see the picture, you see the door. The door's got tubes hanging on it. And these are really good for doing isometric exercises because they stretch. And if you go to Lifeline USA and get their catalog, and put it online and look at some of the products they have some very, very good products. And they have tubes that come in 10 different levels of resistance, increasing in 10 pounds at a time. And then you can buy some equipment. This piece of equipment hanging on my door is called the train station. And that will slide up and down that piece of black elastic there, and I can put these in any position I want, all the way at the top of the door, the bottom of the door, anywhere in between. So what you do to do isometrics is you find a resistance tube that you can push and pull. So let's say I wanted to do a bicep exercise, and I want to contract maximally. I just grab the handles, for example, on this, and I walk backwards until I stretch the tubes to the point where I cannot move them anymore. I can't do it. In the other way, in a repetition model, you would have it in a position where you could do repetitions. But in this case, you want to get it stretched to the point where you can't even budge it. And then you contract forcefully against it for between 5 to 10 seconds. And you only have to do that one time, and then you move on to another exercise. And you can complete a whole session in 5 to 10 minutes, and you'll get fabulous results. And also, you just don't have to do this often because it takes 7 to 10 days to fully recuperate from this. So I've written a piece on isometrics. I'm going to turn it into, get it back out and get it into an ebook and get it up on the website so you guys can read about this and then get some videos doing some different exercises. But go check out Lifeline USA. They don't promote the concept of doing isometrics with their equipment. Isometrics sort of fell out of favor back after the 1970s. Nobody really talks about it anymore. But it's really fantastic, and it gets you strong, fast. So start doing some isometric exercises, add them into your routine, and I think you'll really, really enjoy the benefits you get from it and the effect. Okay, I'm Dr. Greg Ellis.